He knew it was going to be Dorado if sides were applicable, is what I'm saying. But yeah, their defense probably just going to be dive defense again. Why would they run anything else? At what point, why would you change anything if you were?
I mean, the good news... I was gonna say the good news for Immortals here is that dive defense on first point Dorado is difficult. We saw Rogue have a little bit of problems on this map before with that.
That is true. If you go back to day number 1, Rogue was very highly aggro in the beginning here. Well, seeing a little bit more of that here as Nico is just showing himself early on. No big surprise. Rogue on the rooftops. Not a whole lot of stealth coming out from this Rogue team.
Well, I don't think it would have been surprising to Immortals anyway, knowing how Rogue played on Gibraltar, that they're going to be holding first, right outside the gate. This is generally fine in my opinion, depending on how strong it goes, but even if you trade out, running a dive composition means you're going to be able to get back into the courtyard for another fight anyway.
Well, you have Nico on this right building, and you have the rest of Rogue on the left, and they're just ready to dive down, and it's a really nice poke that's coming in from Nox, where he's jumping down, then jumping right back out, really applying pressure and giving the potential that Nico could just dive in. Here they go again. This time, Nico is diving in. Grim Reality, the target. Grim Reality able to get away, so this is where Nico needs to back up, so he's not able to get on time. Grim finishes that kill. Now a real opportunity for Immortals to get a very quick first strike, but soon pulls it right back with a quick pulse bomb.
We'll give Nomi some credit there, allowed Grim to open up while they are doing so much damage. Nomi in trouble right now, and if Soon gets any bit of healing, he will be able to go in and dive on this Reinhardt. The Reinhardt also getting healed right now as well. Hyped on the Winston has been a small change-up, not necessarily a hero you see him on a lot, and Grim goes down early. Soon is running wild, finally gets hooked and taken out by Agilities.
And the offense here just struggling for every inch that they're trying to get. There's still members of Rogue up over the top, and here comes the Nano boost, not a visor here. Akem doesn't have any enemies to hit, so he's probably pretty lucky that he didn't hit that flashing Q key. So
great position here. Great position for the defense. Nox gets hit with a nade early up here, but he'll be, or not Nox, Nico, but they'll be fine. They're exactly in the same position they were when this map started. They have some ultimates, and look at the ults, not quite there yet for Immortals.
Immortals has been struggling to build anything. I mean, sure, they're going to have a dead eye in a moment, and they do have a sound barrier, which is good, but that's not necessarily going to save them here. And if they use those ultimates to get nothing, that could spell the end for them, because they're never going to get that big all-ultimate push. And you can use the crack through Dorado, but fight here is underway. We have the Deadeye coming up here from the Reality. See Nico using Deflect, and Unco, I don't know what that was. He just dove into that, but soon the flanking pulse bomb takes down both Ethan and Grim Reality, moving back in. So even though Unco unceremoniously ran into that Deadeye, doesn't really matter.
Anytime Immortals gets anything going for themselves, Soon comes in and is a reminder of you guys still have a problem, and his name is Soon. It has been all Soon over this map. Yes, everyone is playing well, but he has had giant play after giant play with pulse bombs. He's an issue. Grim should be the answer to it, but Grim is just being focused by everyone else as well. It's just too much for Immortals to deal with.
Well, it's difficult for McCree to deal with a whole bunch of people trying to get him, but this time Soon is not going to be the problem. Grim takes him down immediately, but AKM in over the top once more. Tactical visor underway. Hitting a lot of tanks here, but when the Winston has Discord Orb, almost goes down. Still, Immortals handling this much better than they have any of the previous pushes. Soon it's going to be back to this fight here in a moment. And AKM running into Agilities and Dark Alley, but no, Agility's going to fall. Discord Orb sealing his fate. And they haven't been able to deal with AKM as he just takes out player after player. He's suddenly a very big problem here for Immortals, and Immortals going to be getting thrown off this payload. Hex, they're down to one more push.
But on the high ground, I think they might regret killing Unco earlier on the Ana, because what they got in return was Unco on the Zenyatta, who's been discording and wrecking these tanks. They're going to have to put something together. Nomi will have Earthshatter, but Soon comes in and takes down Hype before this fight can even start.
They have 30 seconds to get on this payload again, and I'm not even sure Rogue is going to let them get there, Hex, with how oppressive this early Dorado defense has been. It's not quite the old school envious spawn camping, but man, is it close. Soon, special delivery in his hands right now. That pulse bomb could go on anyone. He's looking to dive right in, throws it in on the Reinhardt, doesn't get the kill, but does a decent amount of damage. Burbo, I don't think he had to be that aggressive. There's still 12 seconds. He didn't need to die just yet, and now here comes Nico into the backline. Swift strike resets. Who needs... Oh my goodness, this is just brutal. As Nico gets what he needs for the Dragon Blade at the very end. This is going to be a full hold on first by Rogue, where Immortals just toyed with every inch of the way as they tried to bring it in.
The pressure is just so much on Grim Reality that, again, uncharacteristic non-follow-ups. Flashbanging Soon, getting one shot on him down to 5 health, unable to finish that. You can't afford to give second lives to players like Soon and Nico. You can't afford to give second lives to anyone on this Rogue team, so not following through on small opportunities has hurt them throughout this set.
And I'm just going to note that historically, Dorado has been one of Immortals' strongest showings. You would be hard-pressed to convince someone of that if the only footage they'd ever watched of Immortals was this matchup right now versus Rogue.
I mean, they're just getting outclassed. That's all it is.
Yep.
One, the series is over. The match is about to be over in about 30 seconds from now. I mean, Rogue would be able to play outside of Dorado spawn on Immortals' best map without Immortals able to do anything is really indicative of this entire series and how this entire tournament has gone so far for Rogue. Soon just farming agilities the entire time. Agility's not able to get anything done, giving Soon like 8 pulse bombs for the first half of the map within the first 30 seconds. There is not anything that Immortals can do.
Well, one thing we are seeing here as perhaps a sign of respect is that usually we do see Immortals come out with Verbo on the Symmetra, and we'll see if he goes back and it wasn't just to speed boost people out, but I think they realize that they need all the power they can get to actually have a chance at defending this, and if they ran Symmetra, they would just get steamrolled even quicker.
All hands on deck for sure on this defense. Grim Reality is going to run the Tracer, and I actually think it's a very good switch. His McCree, in theory, should be able to deal with Soon, but I feel there's been so much pressure on Grim Reality.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
We'll see how it works. I think it's a smart switch, at least.
I think it's a smart switch. You have to at least try and play this out here. We have seen crazier comebacks in Overwatch, and even though Rogue has seemed unstoppable, they won the first 2 maps, and they are likely to win this. Immortals looking for that spark of life here to bring this back, and Grim right now in the Soon role. Tracer on the building. They're not running a Genji or anything with it here, and I think they're kind of half copying what we saw from Rogue, and I don't think that's great to begin with, but if you're going to copy, you have to full copy because you're not getting all the flanking threats. It's going to make it much harder for Grim to get anything done in the backline.
It is kind of weird what they're running, but he does find AKM very low, has to finish that kill. Grim Reality takes him down. Athan takes down Wins, so that is a nice start for this defense. It's exactly what they need. Can Grim do this all alone on his Tracer? A nice hook takes down Nico. That is going to be Immortals holding at least the first time. Still 3 minutes left, though.
That's a great opening. The problem is at some point, Rogue is going to get ultimates, and if they succeed in any form of ultimate exchange, they win the map. So that's the first step. Immortals has to make many more steps to go forward here. Now, Soon falling to agility set early, they're going to get stalled out for another 20 seconds.
AKM has switched over to McCree because they want to deal with Grim Reality on this Tracer. So they've switched roles. We'll see who gets the better side of it this time. But as you mentioned, the early pick onto Soon will slow them down a little bit. Nico gets up there, eats a lot of damage early on. Trying to get the chase is Grim.
Grim right now is the story. I think if Grim goes down, this point is probably going to be over. So we're going to see him put the team on his back and find a way of holding this for another 2.5 minutes. They've already held for perhaps longer than expected, given what they have to deal with here. Rogue actually having some troubles dealing with this. A little bit of taste of their own medicine, but now they're just flooding inside courtyard a little bit more traditionally. Pulse bomb is out. AKM! No, he does not explode there. It was close. And now here comes Nico. Dragon Blade on the ready. Grim Reality falling to the steal of Nico. Nico looking for a little bit more here in the back, but this is trade out territory. This is all sorts of bad for Immortals. And Rogue on the verge of punching their ticket into the grand finals, and they're gonna do just that. Rogue 3-0 over Immortals. We will see them later today in the grand finals.
Another small opportunity to finish off a kill really cost them there. They had Unko dead to rights, very low, unable to finish that kill. He comes back, gets a kill of his own, but then the Discords allow AKM to one-shot 2 people after that. That fight's over.
Now, there's a pretty good chance Grim got play of the game here for all that matters as bragging point for all the rest, but nope. Just when you think that, it's actually Nico carving more pumpkins.
I think at this point, people left the game just so we'd have Nico get play of the game again.
I gotta say that if you're someone who's in the pumpkin industry and you're near Nico, you're living the good life right now. You have a constant supplier. Oh my goodness. Nico, of course, scarily consistent. Fell to hammers 2-0.